European leaders gathered in London on March 2, 2025 for an important summit. The meeting, hosted by UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, focused on the ongoing war in Ukraine. Leaders aimed to find a path towards peace and stability in the region. Key figures present included French President Macron, Ukrainian President Zelenskyy, and representatives from Poland, Finland, and many other nations. The summit sought to present a united front in support of Ukraine and to deter further Russian aggression. The meeting came at a critical juncture in the conflict. Russia's invasion had entered its second year with no end in sight. The human cost of the war continued to rise, and the conflict had sent shockwaves through the global economy. The London summit represented an opportunity for European leaders to reaffirm their commitment to Ukraine and to coordinate their next steps in confronting this unprecedented challenge. The summit took place against a backdrop of heightened tensions between the United States and Ukraine. A recent public disagreement between President Trump and President Zelenskyy had raised concerns about the strength of the transatlantic alliance. European leaders were eager to repair any perceived rifts and to secure continued American support for Ukraine. The summit was seen as a crucial step in reaffirming Western unity and demonstrating resolve in the face of Russian aggression. The gathering in London was not merely a symbolic gesture of solidarity. It was a working session where concrete proposals were put forward and debated. At the heart of these discussions was a four-step peace plan spearheaded by Prime Minister Starmer in close collaboration with France and Ukraine. This ambitious plan aimed to address both the immediate challenges of the conflict and the long-term security concerns of Ukraine and the wider region. Prime Minister Starmer, in conjunction with France and Ukraine, presented a comprehensive plan to address the crisis. The plan's central aim was to establish a framework for a lasting peace in the region. The first step involved maintaining unwavering support for Ukraine while simultaneously increasing economic pressure on Russia. This two-pronged approach sought to weaken Russia's ability to sustain its military campaign while bolstering Ukraine's capacity for self-defense. The second step focused on securing Ukraine's rightful place at the negotiating table. Starmer emphasized the importance of guaranteeing Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity in any potential peace agreement. This meant that any concessions would have to be made by Russia, not extracted from a weakened Ukraine. Recognizing that true peace required more than just words on paper, the third step of the plan centered on bolstering Ukraine's long-term security. This involved a sustained commitment to providing Ukraine with the necessary weaponry and training to deter future aggression. The goal was to transform Ukraine into a formidable military power capable of defending itself against any potential threats. The fourth and final step of the plan involved the establishment of what Starmer termed a coalition of the willing. This coalition would comprise nations committed to actively participating in Ukraine's defense. This commitment could potentially extend beyond providing military aid to include a presence of foreign troops on Ukrainian soil, as well as air support. The UK, under Starmer's leadership, expressed its willingness to be a key player in this coalition. The concept of a coalition of the willing represented a significant development in the West's approach to the conflict. It signaled a move towards a more proactive and potentially interventionist stance. While the details of the coalition's mandate and composition remained to be worked out, its formation underscored the growing sense of urgency among Western leaders. The coalition was not intended as a replacement for NATO, but rather as a complementary force, more agile and responsive to the specific needs of Ukraine. The success of this ambitious plan, however, hinged on one crucial factor: the support of the United States. Starmer acknowledged the pivotal role of the US, emphasizing that without a strong American security guarantee, the plan's effectiveness would be severely limited. He revealed that intense discussions were already underway with the US administration to secure its backing. Starmer planned to present a more formalized proposal to President Trump in the near future, aiming to solidify American involvement in the coalition. The summit also provided a platform for other European leaders to voice their perspectives and concerns. French President Macron, in a notable intervention, proposed a month-long truce. This ceasefire would encompass air, sea and energy infrastructure, and would serve as a starting point for more comprehensive negotiations. Macron stressed that the truce should not involve the immediate deployment of European troops, suggesting a more cautious approach than some of his counterparts advocated. The UK, demonstrating its unwavering commitment to Ukraine's defence, made a substantial pledge at the summit. Prime Minister Starmer announced a £1.6 billion package of export financing specifically earmarked for the purchase of 5,000 air defence missiles. These missiles were intended to bolster Ukraine's ability to protect its airspace from Russian attacks, a critical element in the country's ongoing defence. The summit in London was not just about military hardware and strategic alliances. It also served as a powerful reminder of the importance of Western unity in the face of shared challenges. This sentiment was eloquently articulated by Italian Prime Minister Meloni, who stressed that divisions within the Western alliance would only serve to benefit their adversaries. Meloni's message resonated deeply with her fellow leaders, who recognized that a fractured West would be ill-equipped to counter the multifaceted threats posed by a resurgent Russia. The idea of fortifying Ukraine's defenses to the point where it became an unappetizing target for future aggression was a recurring theme throughout the summit. European Commission President von der Leyen captured this sentiment with a striking image, stating that the goal was to transform Ukraine into a steel porcupine. This metaphor underscored the need to equip Ukraine with the means to deter any potential aggressor, making the cost of attacking far outweigh any potential gains. In a tangible demonstration of this commitment, Prime Minister Starmer announced that the UK would increase its military spending to 2.5% of GDP by 2027. This move was widely seen as a signal to other European nations to follow suit and prioritise their own defence capabilities. The message was clear. The West was prepared to stand shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine, not just in words but also in deeds. As the summit drew to a close, there was a palpable sense of cautious optimism in the air. While acknowledging the long and arduous road ahead, leaders expressed renewed hope that a just and lasting peace could eventually be achieved. The summit had served its purpose, reaffirming Western unity, outlining a concrete plan of action, and sending a powerful message of deterrence to Moscow. The true test, however, would lie in the implementation of these ambitious plans and the unwavering commitment of the coalition of the willing in the challenging months and years to come.